Hello everyone, Naodline here, back with some more BFME to the Rise of the Witch King, the Edain mod. And today we're doing the Defend the Shire map as lorien. And what can I say about this map other than it is probably one of my favourite maps of Edain mod. It's fun, it's got all the fun, got all the good factions, and it is so unique in its design. So you may be wondering, what the hell is this map? Why is there 4 lanes? Why is there all this here? And what's all these powers? Well, let's start with the builder. The builder is how you create your units, from which you have to defend the Shire. And as you can see here, we have a certain wave, and we need to build units to fight off the forces of Mordor. And this wave is basic Mordor orcs, and as you can see, as I've already said, we're playing as lorien. And you get lorien warriors, lorien archers, and elven minstrels. But you can also, as the wood elves, get the alliance of the wood elves, which allows you to train the Mirkwood units, which aren't the same Mirkwood units as we know. I'm just going to say that and nothing else. And also these powers, if we were to play this on multiplayer, these powers would give. Well, firstly, give us extra money per round for the player. So in this case, we're on player 2 seat. But for example, if player 1, which I think is this guy here, was to use one of these powers to make an orc fighter, all enemies would get an orc fighter, which if you haven't noticed, gives us resources. So for each unit you kill, you gain a certain amount of resources. For the spearmen, it's free. Points, and for the normal orcs it's 1, and so on and so on and so on. These are all the different enemies you can fight: orc warriors, pikemen, halberdiers, Morgul orcs, Dol orcs, black orcs, spiders, overseers, Morgul riders, trolls, castellans, attack trolls, black riders, or even fell beasts. But there is a point where you don't actually get any more money for these units, well, only the winged shadows, because they're just so powerful that they don't give you anything else for them. They're just an extremely powerful annoyance. But I have shown off in the past that these maps can be quite difficult if you don't know what to do. And it is important to micromanage your archers, because they're the units that can shoot anything, while your warriors are locked in melee combat with the enemy, which, if you're not careful, can very easily leave you being peppered down by the enemy archers. But as you can see here, lorien warriors are more than enough to face them. Going to get some more lorien warriors. And yeah, this is the one time where you actually want to focus on infantry as the melee infantry as the wood elves. Surprisingly. And also, these units can be upgraded to become Glathrim or Lorien Warriors, which are the original Edain 3.8 pike unit for the Wood Elves, which is basically a swordsman that is able to just completely counter enemy charges and is an absurdly powerful monster killer. And then the Lorien Warriors can also become Galathrim or Caras Galathon Guardians. And each of these units are, let's just say, these are the 3 starting units. The warriors are just basic infantry, your archers are basic archers, and the minstrels are your support troops. And then the Galathrim are your middle tier ranged and melee infantry, because they have a special ability that gives them, that means when an enemy gets too close to them, they will enter melee and draw out their swords, which is a bit of a detriment. I'm not going to lie, it is a bit of a detriment, so it's better to invest into Lorien Warriors for your infantry and not Galathrim as your infantry, because they are technically a ranged troop. But you can, if you want to. But also another thing to mention is that the Lorien Archers, their Galathrim upgrade, is slightly cheaper, because the Edain team noticed that it's exactly the same ability, exactly the same upgrade, but Archers cost 10 more, so the upgrade costs 10 less for normal archers, and warriors cost 10 more, or cost a normal amount, because that's kind of how it makes sense out of all of it. And as the map suggests, you defend the Shire. On the left, you player 1 and 2 protect Bilbo Baggins. On the right, you protect Banderbus Took. And yeah, I've personally seen this map as not a multiplayer map, but as a very fun challenge to your micromanaging skills. It's basically a way you can build up your micromanaging skills. Put units into command groups, learn, focus on different actual single target attacks instead of just a normal attack order, which is quite common in Battle for Middle-earth. Yeah, having certain command groups is really good because you can easily just select which units you want to attack with and who you want to attack them with, if that makes sense. And then also, the way you activate these powers is while it's in the interim before the wave begins, you can use the ability called Endless Pain. Well, actually no, you summon Wraiths, which when you use Endless Pain will allow you to gain more souls, which come up as Barrow-wights. As you can see here, I pay 1 for Orc Warrior. He dies like the soul would to a normal sorcerer. But you can also pay an extra 100 to have the souls come back quicker. And you can pay more souls for whatever unit you want to get in particular. Now here is a wave where you want to also learn to micromanage, because these Urukai, these black Uruks have a AoE range, AoE melee attack. So if you're not careful, they will quickly cut down your infantry. We bring swords from Lorien. So yeah, when all your units are single entities, it is very easy to it's a lot easier to micromanage, is what I've learnt in the past. And you may be thinking, why not just get the upgrades? Aren't the upgrades just immediately better? Yes and no. In the beginning of the game, up to the first like 10 rounds, you want to just be getting troops. You do not need upgrades, because upgrades do not give you any immediate value. It basically takes one of your troops away, makes them slightly better, because look at this, health 200, damage 45. Yes, for only 35 you get an extra 400 health and an extra 10 range damage, but you also have it also becomes a more dependable melee fighter. We bring swords from Lorien. But seeing that a normal not an orc, an elf warrior is only what's the cost? 40, and you're paying an extra, paying 5 less if you're using an archer, or 5 more if you're choosing to make a warrior difference. It is a very big cost. But again, you may think, oh, well, it's not a big cost, it's really nothing. Believe me, I've played this map enough to tell you that if you go straight for your upgrades, you have very few units. They can very easily be focused by massive hordes, because you're not fighting like elite troops all the time, like the Black Uruks. You are fighting hordes and hordes of orcs. And if you have a small army at your disposal, yes, it might be elite, but if it can't cut off the damage dealers of the group, then you're not going to succeed. It's basically thinking of this game more in Total War sense than a Battle for Middle-earth sense. Where in Battle for Middle-earth, elite troops are the go-to. Oh, and by the way, minstrels grant archers extra attack speed. We bring swords from Lorien. And also can be changed into a regenerating hero, or a guy that's pretty useless, because all he does is creature empathy, which doesn't work because you're only against spiders. So yeah, if you're ever going to play as the elves, or elves of Lorien in particular, don't go animal whisperers. Go elven healers if you have plenty of minstrels. But yeah, I'm just going to try and get as much melee infantry as possible. Not able to get all 3 units I wanted, but it should be enough to kill off Gothmog. And the way to do this is, once he's about to kill one, just move him away. Because he also levels up from the kills he gets. But it is difficult to get them when they're all mashed up like this. Just try and get... Yeah, as you can see there, he leveled up. But yeah, you have to be really on hand and quick with the release, because if you're not, he does attack fast. So in fact, we're going to move everyone back now. And on waves like this, where you have nothing but archers against a hero type unit, don't be afraid to just walk back into the Shire, because these hobbits aren't normal hobbits. These hobbits are hobbits that have seen too much war and are not afraid to beat the hell out of anyone that comes in their territory. Yeah, even Gothmog at level 3 is taking 4 hits to kill a hobbit. And those hobbits just beat the crap out of him. Okay, I think it's time we get... I'm actually going to go Endless Pain first. Get more souls, because the more souls we get, the more money we get. So, yeah, technically you spend 100, you don't get 100 souls back before you use it. But you do have these other free powers which don't just give it... that aren't an annoyance to your enemies. There's the power of the Halflings, which is basically a small barrage in one area. You can summon more hobbits for 5 souls, and that gives you 1 extra money if you want to just have more defenders. Or you can get an archer. And believe me, these archers are not to be quaffed at. They are very good. But also, if you are in a state where you are about to lose all your troops, or actually no, if you're not in a state where you're about to lose all your troops, you're about to lose the wave, don't think you have to retreat. Because if you do, you're likely to miss out on the resources you will get from killing these units. It is important you get the money before you keep your units alive. Because money is everything in this. But yeah, we're about to lose. There's a chance we can get some extra resources from this. But let's just have our elves let's have our hobbit allies do the tanking. Yeah, kind of makes it counterintuitive to the fact that you're meant to be protecting the Shire, but let's be fair. If you have an ally and you're not going to use them, what's the point? And that comes into something else I wanted to mention. I have finally decided that, yes, I am returning to Third Age Total War Divide and Conquer. I'm not going to do DCI Last Alliance, not yet. I think the mod is, obviously it's still in beta, so it's got some progressing to do. Because, honestly, I find the campaign very, very easy at some points. And then it glitches a lot because of units like the wolves and werewolves, which are actually said to cause glitches. But yeah, I will be going to Divide and Conquer because I have a very thematic planned campaign out to play as the Dwarves of Ered Luin. I know people are going to say, oh, you're just going to do the rings script, you're going to accept the rings, blah, blah, blah. Actually, I'm not. I'm not going to accept the Dwarven rings. I'm going to join with the Elves. That is because it's going to be a Total War submod campaign. So what that means is, for those who haven't seen my Angmar campaign way back when, it basically means no preset alliances, no preset enemies. Everyone is neutral to begin with. And the only and I'm gonna have a rule where I can only ally with one other faction, and that faction is the faction you actually get benefits from if you reject the rings, and that is the elves. Well, just the high elves. You used to be just the elves of Lindon, but now the high elves. So yeah, me and the high elves against the entire world, because that's what I said, and they can't do anything about it because they are my bitches. Let that be remembered. So yeah, I would appreciate it if you gave that when I start making those videos, they get some good love, because I am going to put a lot of effort into that campaign, because I haven't played DAC in over a year on YouTube professionally, because I must admit I do get pretty salty when things don't go my way. But I have gotten better at that. I must admit, playing a lot of Total War in my free time has given me the clarity to accept when things go wrong a little more, but also know how to basically beat down the AI in a fashion that's not cheating, but just a little bit cheesy. So if you're lactose intolerant, you have been warned. And I'll probably mention that several times throughout every video, because, oh my god, the things that you have to do that the AI can't do, some people just get so triggered at the fact that you can't, that people play a way that they wouldn't play, because it's considered cheating in their logic, because it's not restrictive of what the AI is capable of. Because at the end of the day, some people think, oh, all AI have been perfectly balanced. There's no need to do any things like cheats because that's just kind of that's breaking the game. But the AI get extra money. They don't typically go bankrupt. In Divide and Conquer, it's been made even harder for AI to go bankrupt. In fact, they can't go bankrupt. They have better monetary control, which I am very stingy with my money, so that does make me very good with my economy. However, the AI take that to a whole other level. It is ridiculous how much the AI control their money. They always buy, because the amount of units they can make, amount of buildings, just everything is ridiculous. How they're able to hold everything up, where if any normal player would try to do that, they will go bankrupt almost instantly. And as you can see, I'm going against Drummer Trolls, so I'm going for my upgrades to my units that deal extra damage to monsters, because let's face it, trolls are annoying. I've shown that many times that Drummer Trolls are annoying, so we're going to build the units that we're going to get the upgrades that make them the best against that. I should probably get this power as well. It only costs 100, and we are going to get a lot of money from this wave here because the trolls do give a lot of good money. And also they're resistant to knockbacks, so nice try, trolls and future cavalry. You stand no chance against these big boys. Although to be fair, the AoE damage does kind of kill. Yeah, 65 resources per kill, that is pretty good. That's a whole Lorien warrior, that is. I mean Lorien warrior, I mean March Warden, not the Lorien warrior. Yeah, let's get the Alliance of the Wood Elves. And can we get a Wood Elf? Yes, we can. We can get the Avari of Mirkwood. And in fact, I should probably build him elsewhere. Oh, well, too late. Yeah, the Avari of Mirkwood, for some reason, have two very rando abilities, but can also become Protectors of the Paths, which gives them a destructive shot, or become a Palace Guard. And since I put this guy at the front, I might as well make him a Palace Guard. And also the destructive attack, which is the same as this, makes it so they slow down enemy units. So if you've got a unit that's not focusing down this Avari, just have him cut down an enemy. He can be very annoying. And sadly, there aren't any female dwarves on this map, so they don't get more armor and damage when fighting near them. So, you know. Because apparently they have love of dwarves. Oh, it's funny to think that they actually have a love of them. But yeah, they're starting to get into melee. Let's kill off those. And yeah, I should have probably had my archers focus their archers. That was my mistake. But I'm just having so much fun commentating. And let's be frank here. Lothlorien is probably one of the easiest factions to play with this map. It is so easy. It is so easy. Because you've got really strong archers, as well as a very dependable front line with Palace Guards and the Lorien Warriors. You just don't have the enemy doesn't have a chance. And I've proven that before as well. And on other maps, Lothlorien is one of my best factions. Not my favourite anymore because of, what's its name? Enlarger's coming out, but you can't deny they're always fun to have. Now, I'm not sure how you're supposed to get the Armglath from him. I'm not sure if that's even possible. But I'm going to get an Elven healer because, yeah, the healer heals nearby allies when he is out of combat. So just keep him out of the way. He can't actually deal damage. But yeah, just have him just sit near your units. Oh, fuck. Oh, I fucked up. He dead instantly. Yeah, the thing you're supposed to do with him is put him on a separate command group and just keep him alive. Don't throw him in like a fool like I did. The only thing I can say that Lorien has a weakness with is its melee units, even though they can be heavily armoured and such, are still very weak. Their strength is in killing things as quickly as possible and slowing them down so their archers can kill them. Don't let them get in melee too much. But do have a dependable melee frontline because you will need it. Yeah, I'm going to put him on a separate command group and have everyone else charge in while he just sits near my Elven units while they get a little bubble heal, which is really good, really good. You also may be wondering, how many rounds is there? Because this video is like an hour, right? Well, good question. This video, these battles normally last about an hour if you get to the very end. You don't always get to that point, granted, but you will often get to that point if you're lucky. And this is where having a very weak front line is a detriment for us, because, yeah, we just lost all our troops. And yeah, Power of the Halfling did nothing against those Morgul Riders. I probably should have invested in Palace Guards, because now those guys are going to just murder these poor little hobbits. I mean, kind of fighting back. Yeah, Morgul Riders are the bane of Lothlorien. The cavalry in general is the bane of Lothlorien, unless you have Palace Guards of Mirkwood. The fact they're so expensive kind of deters you from them. But to be fair, 175 resources for a unit that can kill off your bane is not a unit you should turn away from. I should definitely prepare to invest in them. But right now, I think just more infantry will do, and more of these. So if I'm not mistaken, these actually got knocked back from the Morgul Riders. So that might be something the Edain team needs to look at. I'm not sure. But still, put the Elven Healer in the back. Have infantry in the front attack. And can these be leveled up again? Yes, they can. Your Mirkwood Archers, sorry, can become Elk Riders, which knock back enemy cavalry. Which I must tell you now, once again, when you're fighting against your weakness, it is paramount that you get your best units to counter your weakness, because it is so important. The ability to slow down and just constantly debilitate your opponent cannot be underestimated. It cannot. But also, pressing your Elven Healer does help. Also, then one hitting all of my units is a bit unfortunate.
I'm here for you. Just resting my arm.
But yeah, the minstrel does help. She does help, and she just got killed. Oh, and they have AoE attacks, of course they do. I forgot about that. Well, let's run him back. See if I can get the kill. Oh, I did. There was people, great kings, but then they did Sauron. The traitor gives the ring of power. Blinded by their greed, they took them without thinking and turned into darkness. Now they're slaves of will. They are the Nazgul ring raves, neither living nor dead at all time. Fuck, I couldn't read it all in time. You motherfuckers. Oh, my heart skipped a beat there with the amount of reading I was trying to do. And by the way, if you're living in Britain, I feel sorry for you, because I'm in the exact same situation. 31 degrees. Woo! It is warm. It is so warm. Oh my god. But yeah, we're about to fight the Nazgul. If it weren't very obvious. I should probably get some of these to become the Galathram Guardians, because they are really good at killing heroes. And I mean, oh, and I killed my healer again. Not good at this. Been a while. Too excited to play Divide and Conquer, etc, etc. But yeah, just keep slowing them down. Focus one at a time. They will die, and they will do not heal. But yeah, the fact they can kill them and kill most of my units in one hit does not help. But yeah, I've already stated this several times. Lothlorien is not a very defensive faction in any way. They are super susceptible to just dying. That's how my units move back again. Yeah. I should probably be focusing more on the battle. I'll admit I should. But let's be frank. I'm not doing this to be the competitive, know-it-all brainiac I sometimes should try to be a bit more of. And why is your sword glowing? They're not orcs. Regardless. Yeah. I think it's time I start getting focusing on my elites, because they aren't. Oh, yeah, these waves are being a pain. As long as I have one unit live, I will get the extra bounty money. But Bilbo also needs to live. Oh, we've got so many souls, we even managed to summon. We can just summon hobbits. Will Bilbo live long enough? He might. Okay. As long as Bilbo lives, we do not lose. Or if Bandabrus Tuck dies, we don't lose. Depending on which side you're on. But yeah, I was just talking all big about how lorien can't really lose, and I'm losing every wave so far. I lost my the Castellan wave, the Morgul Rider wave, and now the Nazgul wave. Oh, it's not looking good for me. We are very good at killing single entities, but not good at anything else right now. I should be getting these Calas Galathon Guardians, because as I mentioned, deal magic damage and extra magic damage against heroes, and magic damage punctures through all armor, which is why archers are so shockingly bad against heroes until they get like things like Silverthorn arrows, fire arrows if you're fighting against like the Ent heroes. Yeah, that's basically how it works. Magic damage just punctures through. It's the same as Total War, really. Also, Palace Guard, by the way, all Palace Guards around them gain armor. It's basically the same Palace ability that the Palace Guard normally get. Yeah, these Easterlings here are no match for us. They really are no match. If I keep my healer alive... I did it again. I've got to stop doing that. But yeah, these Easterlings... Yes, they've got armor. Yes, they've got good health. Yes, they've got good damage, so they can puncture through our infantry. But our ranged units are still capable of performing extremely well. So yeah, we're gonna very nicely clean out this wave. I say nicely. That was a mess. That was still a mess. I can't get another one of them, so I will get another Avari to make a Palace Guard. Now remember to put my healer on that separate command group this time. Personally, you need several healers before this healing stacks efficiently enough. That is good, but I personally don't like the healers because, as I've already mentioned, you don't heal. Your units die almost instantly to anything and everything. Okay, yeah, those guys don't get knocked down. That's good. But yeah, these cataphracts here, their main thing is actually not trampling. It's just dealing normal damage. But because my units just have a natural born resistance to cavalry that don't do good trampling, yeah, we just kind of very nicely cut these guys down. Even better than the other, the runic pikemen, because they just rushed in. They rushed straight in and just had no strength behind them. Get another Calas Galathon Guardian. Get another Galathrim. And then we're just going to get some more basic lorien archers so we can get some more... Oh no, we've got one more here. We'll get another Calas Galathon Guardian next. But yeah, the extra money here, you may think... 45 extra a turn. Oh, that's only enough for a Galathrim upgrade on a Lorien Warrior. Yes. And we're about halfway through, so it may not feel like good. But if I was playing as a faction like Gondor, which can very quickly blitz out their troops, which aren't as elite as, per se, Lothlorien or Imladris, then you will actually find the endless pain stacking that up while you still have basic troops is better than going for your elite troops, because you'll eventually need to pay for your basic troop, your elite troops. Where was I? You normally have to pay. You have to pay for your elite troops, and the best way to do that is to just get the money from constantly giving up the souls. But as Lothlorien, and because I haven't been paying 100% attention, not gonna lie there, not been paying 100% attention here. It is important to note that again, infantry is not the strongest in Lothlorien, and I must say, the melee infantry does do 90% of the work here. Imladris, immediately perfect, because their elven units are all infantry units. Now this one should be a bit of a pain. I need to focus down their ranged units here, because their ranged units can deal knockback, and they have archers, and that's a lot of ranged units. So it's going to have all my units split up and hit different units, and hope they kill them. Well, my melee is actually doing really well now. I must say, it must have just been the early waves having really good really bad hero damage, or elite hero or heroic unit damage, whatever it was. But yeah, with the extra Calas Galathon Guardians, we are really cutting them up now. Great, I really needed that. We are going to get a... You don't need a second minstrel. If I can select my minstrel.
We have much to do.
I do want these elk riders though. Let's get those elk riders. Because they still have the destructive shot, but also the precise arrows of the elk riders throw enemy riders to the ground and cause 50% increased damage against cavalry and monsters. So you've got another. You've basically got your another spear-esque unit without actually having any spear units other than the Elven King's Guard. Yeah, this is when you need all your archers to focus on the Mumakil. No exceptions. Mumakil has to die first. It is just too damaging. And again, I forgot to sort out the healer. Let's see if the healing is actually noticeable on these units that are getting hit. Okay, yeah, that healing is actually quite noticeable. Maybe getting the healers when you start getting your elite troops is more important instead of going for the healer immediately. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking it over in my head, just so you guys know better than I do. I did. Get Elven King's Guard, because their massive health pools really do composite well with the healers. And yet, just keep selling those souls. Get ourselves another Elven King Guard, or Palace Guard, whatever they're called, and then prepare to get ourselves another Elk Rider with another Avari. Make them a protector of the path. And yeah, just set the command group 2. Set to command group 3. Set to command group 4. Again, against these guys, just focus any one guy at a time. Except with your melee infantry, that have them always attack order. Because they'll always want to attack what's in front of them, not something that's deep in the back, because then they'll just get run in and die. Yeah, these guys, Morgul Shadows, are easy kills. You got magic damage, they will not last long against archers. Yeah, the healer I think needs to be really close for the healing to work. Is that noticeable? I don't think that's noticeable. It's something the healer wasn't actually healing. That feels weird. Is that weird? That feels weird. Let's get some more endless pain. In the words of Pain, there is only pain. Yeah, I watch anime. What about it? Come fight me. Want to fight about it? Okay, what's next? I think there's going to be a troll wave soon. So having all this anti-monster and stuff should really help. Oh no. Horde wave, horde wave, horde wave. Keep the healer back. It might be me, but it really does not feel like that he is healing. Oh! Is it when the unit's out of combat? Oh, it is. It's not just when he is out of combat, it's when the unit is also out of combat. Okay, I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it now. As long as the enemy is not in melee combat, then they heal. So that is why the healer wasn't doing anything before. Okay, that requires immense amount of micromanaging. So yeah, don't go with a healer, people, unless you can actually micromanage that well. I know I can't, so take my advice, don't do it. Don't push yourself above your limits. Do your best, don't try and be better than who you are. Oh yeah, by the way, that's the final boss. That hobbit. It's dancing in the centre, it looks like Frodo, but it's not Frodo. Don't question it, he is not Frodo. Some more Lorien archers to make Karas Galathon Guardians. We don't need Galathon anymore. We just want Karas Galathon Guardians. The magic damage... Oh, there's the trolls. The magic damage they produce... Look at that! They just cut through an attack troll like it was butter. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, it's the kind of thing that keeps you up at night, isn't it? Beautiful. Oh, we're 5 away from Karas Galathon Guardians. Okay, more pain. There is only pain. you'll be surprised. The amount of times you can actually press this button, the sooner you start building up Endless Pain, you do actually make your money back. I know I said at the beginning you kind of don't make your money back to begin with, but once you get to the late game, it stacks up. It is cumulative. It really does stack up well for you. Yeah, you kind of want all your archers to focus on the biggest threat. Oh, these guys, watch out. They blow up. The Corsairs may look like normal Corsairs, but they're not. They attack by blowing things up, and they're now in my melee range. Oh no. Oh no. Have the healer move around to things that aren't in combat. Like this guy, like these guys. This is when an Elven healer is good, because the Corsairs here, just blow things up and move things all out of proportions. So when your units are not quite in aren't in melee combat yet, try and get them healed up. But yeah, Lorien is just one of those factions that easily beats units like this because they have to get into melee range to be useful. Ugh. Gotta remember to breathe. Gotta remember to breathe. That's the key, Gimli. Breathe. Oh. I'm not sure if this ability stacks. It doesn't say if it'll stack or not. We can always test it. But because of the range of units, the spread of my archers, I should probably get another minstrel. Because I'm fairly certain it's exactly like the Mordor banners. The ability doesn't actually stack. It doesn't say it doesn't stack or not, but it doesn't. Oh, and another thing that's good with a Lorien. Winged Shadow. Watch how quickly it dies. Playing as a faction like the Dwarves with the worst archers, it would charge in and destroy half of these guys over there. But because we're Mirkwood and Lothlorien, they stood 0 chance. And we're just going to get more Endless Pain. Because, look at that. Before it was 68 and now it's 77. That's an extra 10 per wave. And we've got another 10 waves left. That's an extra 100 resources. 120 resources. 130 resources. See, it really stacks up. It is insane how well it stacks up and how quickly it can stack up. But again, if you're having a bit of trouble in the battles in the early game, don't go with Endless Pain. Just start building up your powerhouse even more. The second you start having trouble with your in battles is when you have to say to yourselves, okay, we're having trouble here. We can't keep just going into econ. It's basically, again, it's like not every strategy game. You can't go all into and healer died. Oh well. But yeah, you can't just go all into saying, okay, these units need sorting with the most because they're our best units and such. It doesn't work like that. It really does not. Okay, we're going to have to use some bombards here because we are not doing well. Yeah, the Horde is not something we can deal with because we don't deal AoE damage. And our cavalry is terrible. But to be fair, at least we get cavalry unlike Enlargris. Yeah, look how quickly they've surrounded us. The Overseers are the damage dealers along with the archers. And in fact, this might be where we lose. This could very well be where we lose. We're about to lose all our troops. We're going to have to do a lot of bombarding because that's a lot of orcs coming our way. And because we lost a lot of the early waves, that's a lot of orcs coming though. Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up. Actually, no, I kind of didn't. I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. But yeah, those archers are probably what I should be focusing on. Because yeah, we could lose on this wave. And that'd be a shame if we did lose on this wave. I would feel very ashamed. I would feel deep shame. But there's a good possibility we lose on this wave. It is a very good possibility. Because Bilbo is dying. And again, if he dies, it's it. That's it. It's over. Yeah, I think we're going to lose because we're not getting the extra souls. Yep. Oh, fun, oh fun. I'll try though. Well, just waiting for the defeat sign to show up, I guess. Yeah. Oh, come on! Yep, there we go. Hope you've all enjoyed this. Again, if you're going to be playing this, pay a bit more attention. Do some more macro-managing. Don't do what I did. I haven't played this map in over a year. This is me coming back to it because I wanted to have some fun. But yeah, Probably don't best not to play as lorien as your starting faction. And I need to actually exit out of the game because, yeah. So again, hope you all enjoyed this. Next video you'll see will be a Divide and Conquer campaign video for Edain if I have the energy and effort and nothing goes wrong. So until next time, my friends, Edain mod is not going, neither is Age of the Ring. They will be every now and again, but for now, it's going to be Divide and Conquer from now on. Ta-ta for now.